You might be muted too. I don't know.
I am. It uses when we're doing this.
Da, 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 da. That music does make me smile, which is going to be today.
It really made me smile when I heard that.
It does. It gets me going. It's like, oh, you can kind of dance around before we get on screen. I needed that today too. So, happy Tuesday.
Yeah, how you feeling?
I'm not feeling good. I have a little nose congestion. I've woken up with the last couple of days. So, I mean,
that's rubbish.
You know, you get the dry, snowy air in your house, and you know,
yeah,
kind of. How about you? How you feeling?
I'm feeling okay. Yeah,
kind of a rough start to the week for both of us for various reasons,
yeah.
but we're here and we're going to write.
Yeah,
that's all that matters. And we're going to motivate each other on, and we already have comments. So let's see who's joining us today. Hey, Easy Graphics, thanks for being here.
Hi.
We're glad you could join us. So today, so we're going to do some writing. We're going to do three 20-minute sprints. We're going to chat about how to give and receive feedback. So important through this writing process. So important.
Yes, it is.
And we're going to chat about a blurb that I hired somebody on Fiverr to write for one of my books. I actually didn't realize I hired 2 people to do that. But the other one is a romance writer and the one isn't. So the one we'll be looking at today is the one who wasn't. Okay. So I'm excited to see what both have to, compare and stuff. So
yeah,
I actually hired the romance writer one to actually write my author bio, which is another thing that I spent way too much time on and wasn't very good at. So for $17, I hired her to do that, but I didn't realize it also included a book description for the back cover, which she also said could be used for, Amazon. So so I had already hired the other guy for like $40 to write my Amazon book description. So it'd be interesting to compare the two, and I'm excited to see what these 2 Fiverr people end up providing. And the romance author one made a great connection with her. So now we're friends on Instagram. So we're Insta friends.
That's very awesome.
I know. So
connections are what it's all about.
I know. Right? People are put into your path serendipitously, and it all leads somewhere. Yeah. So we have Celinda also joining us. Yay. Thank you, Celinda. And Allie is being delivered her dinner by...
Yeah, it's likely.
By a husband or a son?
Yeah, no, a husband. Let's hope, because I wouldn't trust son to walk up the stairs with a plate full of gravy.
Yeah, my sons will carry their milk up the stairs, and I'll see these little dried splotches of milk.
Yeah.
Come on. Could you not pick it up so I don't have to? Your poor old mom. Laura is back with us. Hi, Laura.
Hi, Laura.
She finished the rewrite. Oh, here, I'll put it on screen. Hello. Let me just do that, shall I? There we go. She finished the rewrite of the ending of her gothic horror romance short story. Woo! Yay.
Gothic horror romance.
That is quite the category. Yeah. I want to read it. Now, I don't like watching paranormal movies because they scare the devil out of me, and then I get all oogie at home, But I wouldn't mind reading it. I think it'd be pretty cool. Who else is here? Morningstar. Sorry, you're late at work creating a presentation. So, you're in the closet at work pretending to work and really watching that, which is great. All right, everyone's going in the chat. I'm so glad you guys are here today joining us and helping Allie and I feel better and good, and helping us do it anyway, despite no matter how we feel. So we have lots to chat about, lots of fun ahead of us. So let's go ahead and jump into our 20 minutes. What are you going to work on today? What's your goal? What you writing?
Carrying on with Peregrine at the moment.
I love that name. I really do.
Me too.
I know. Is there really a Peregrine person out there? Do you think and could a woman I could see a woman being named Peregrine? You call her Para, or you call her Grin, or know, something, some kind of nickname.
I don't know. Everyone that I found with it, I think, was male, but I don't see why it shouldn't be female. But I think there have been a few people called it.
That's cute. Yeah, it's cute name. I am going to continue on because I've actually not feeling very well, have been kind of struggling to bring this short story to a close. So it's been a few days now. I don't know what has gotten into me, but I just need to power through and bring it to a satisfying conclusion. So that's what I'm going to work through today. And with all of you, I can make it happen.
Yeah, you can. You can do it.
All right. So let me set the timer. Because of the problems I had last time, I'm not going to show the timer on screen this time, but I will time it on my phone. Yeah, let's get started. Let's write, people. Okay. Tell us in the chat what you're writing, what your goals are today, and we'll see you guys in 20.
Bye-bye.
Bye. And we're back, everyone. So tell us what you are working on today and what you accomplished. Let us know what you did. We're back. That was a good 20 minutes. I got like 300. So that was pretty good. Yeah, for me. You got like 1,000 probably. What'd you get?
43.
Still, that's really good. All right.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I had to stop and do a bit of research, and then I found little rabbit holes. So.
Okay, so this has become
a thing.
This has become a thing with us to have these little rabbit holes, and I've been keeping like little notes on them. They're so fun. So you tell me your rabbit holes, and I'll tell you mine. I wrote them down.
This one wasn't quite so fun. It was I wondered what eyes would look like if they were blind, and obviously they all look somewhat different depending on how someone's blind.
Ooh, that's a good rabbit hole.
It is, but I found quite a sad rabbit hole because I found a lady who was saying that she's not completely blind, but she has limited vision. But she said because of the ways her eyes look and she squints a lot, people in her town don't want to be around her. They think she's stupid or scary or something, and they won't let their children play with her child.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible. Are you going to write some of that into your story?
I don't know, but it'll set. It'll set and be thought about. But I was talking with my parents today about on Zoom about how people let their opinions of parents and what the parents do affect how they treat the children, and how unfair that was on the children. So
yeah.
That was my rabbit hole.
That was your rabbit hole. Mine was economics.
Oh, yeah.
What topics are taught in an econ class? Because that's where my couple are meeting for the first time. And kinetic energy.
Oh, cool.
I know. Rather heavy topics today between your blindness and my
physics.
My, interesting stuff.
Physics and economics.
Okay, Easy Graphics got 172 words in. Thank you for joining and finishing your introduction to a nonfiction short book, which must mean that you have the short book written or you're just starting and this is the intro. So let us know. That's Andy, so let us know. And then we have a new person joining us, Greg Inc. Hi there. Welcome. We just finished one 20-minute writing sprint. Laura Morningstar, I think, who else is with us? So Linda, if you're still with us, anyone else, just tell us what you're working on and how you did that round. And we're going to do 2 more rounds, but first we're going to chat for a few minutes.
Let's do it.
We like to chat in between our work. Yeah, kind of like whistling while you work. Somebody told us that one. And so a couple of things. So I think I told you in the Facebook group, I had said that back in September I had bought, or maybe it wasn't the Facebook group, but I had bought Fictionary. Have you heard of Fictionary?
I have not. I've never heard of that.
So I've been paying $20 a month since September for Fictionary. And I finally decided this past weekend to dip into it and see what it was all about. And I love it. So I'm going to try and share screen here and show you what it's like.
Yeah.
And because I actually put my short story in it, and I've been writing while I'm in it.
Okay.
And so Easy Graphics says it is written. The short story is written and good for you and writing instructions. So that's awesome. Celinda is editing. Morningstar finished a slide. Celinda still working on the book description myself. Me too. That's why I hired out. We'll go over that in a little bit. Let me show you. Let me see if I can share screen here real quick. Which I can. I just have to figure out which one I'm doing. This one. There we go. Anyway, this is Fictionary. Look how pretty. It's like so pretty. And it keeps your word count and all this stuff. So let me go. I think I have to switch back to that so I can tool around and show you guys. So it's kind of cool. It shows you Like, I suppose you don't want one chapter being much longer than another, which I found in my other story when I uploaded it to fiction, that I did have one humongous chapter, and I decided to break it up. Yeah. So anyway, that was pretty cool. This is showing you the scenes. This is particularly showing you scenes. It'll show you all kinds of interesting things, like scenes per chapter. Like, is one chapter super long and super heavy with a lot of scenes? This particular short story, I just have 2 scenes in each chapter, so no biggie.
Okay. Is that one from each point of view?
Yes, I do that. You can map this. I haven't gone to the length of doing that yet, but there we go. But it has quite a bit of details, which no, it's not coming up. I don't know why, but it has a lot. Oh, there it is. It has a lot of details you can put in to kind of help you keep track of things and understand what's going on with your characters. And I just thought it was phenomenal. The other thing, when you sign up for Fictionary, there is a series of about 14 emails that they send you that trains you step by step how to not only just write your story, but edit it as you go along using all these interesting tools. I haven't played around with the progress thing yet, but that there's that. It gives you manuscript insights. It will do a story arc. For some reason, it's not coming up on my short story, but when I put my my other book into it, it came up with this really cool story arc. In fact, I'll just bring it up. Okay. It's easier to see. Hold on here. My bookshop. This one. I don't know how to bring it up. There we go. That one. Because the story arc was kind of interesting. It compares your story arc, how it's arcing, to like a typical arc, I guess.
Okay.
Is what it would be, I suppose. So look how close I am.
Wow.
I was so impressed with myself. I wasn't even trying. But it'll give you I don't know how in the world the AI figures this out, but it'll actually tell you which of your chapters or scenes is hitting that point.
How does it know?
I don't know. Obviously, it read my whole story, but I'm like, oh my gosh! And when I go to look at that scene, I'm like, yeah, that was it. Like, how did they know? On this one, the point of this is to kind of tell you, how far off are you, like where you're at in the story to where it typically might be for a romance, and I think you can indicate what kind of book you're writing.
Wow.
So now this is my huge book, so this will be word count per scene. So that's kind of interesting.
Okay.
So you can see here I had this scene, I think was the one, let me just check. Yeah, that was the one that was really long that I decided to break up. So that's why you see this here smaller, because I'm going to actually break it up a bit. A couple of them are longer, but it's kind of interesting to check it out, you know, for consistency, I suppose.
Like, it doesn't matter too much if you've got a couple of long ones and a couple of short ones. That, like, you haven't got anything that's like 10,000 words.
Horrible, right. Yeah. And I think too, I had read once that your conflict, or your black moment or whatever, might be the longest chapter of your book, and that is the case here. So I thought that was interesting. Here again is a story map, which I had started kind of filling out, but then I was like, well, this book is actually already done, so I don't want to spend too much time playing with it, but it was neat to play with. And I still don't understand this progress thing, even though it's done. I'm not quite sure, but character insights were interesting because it'll actually like tell you how many characters appear in each scene.
Okay.
Which I don't know why some are missing, but your main characters, it'll bring that up, your maximum amount of characters, some interesting insights. Scenes per character, your point of view characters, it'll all, I don't know, for a visual person like me, I really like it because I feel like, you know, it's giving me an broad view of who is in my story and what's happening to them and all of that. I think it's going to be different starting out with a book. So in terms of rather than having just uploading a book, but both I'm enjoying. I'm enjoying very much. I know it looks weird, but so like here's like all my, here's me actually being able to do this. And then it does this fun word cloud thing, which is kind of fun. Again, as a visual, I know I posted this for one of my chapters, but it kind of gives you a visual and see, what words are used often or what's going on, and I don't know, heavier emphasis on other things, but
that's neat.
Over here, you can, onto the side, you can put all kinds of interesting details again to help you track, how you're doing. And this has actually given me a lot of thing just to know about writing a little bit more too, which is like, am I putting some of this in there? Not that you need to have all of it, but it just is a reminder to me, about making sure I have ways to put in the setting, plot, entry stuff. It's kind of interesting. So there's a way to do notes. So I'm really impressed with it. I want to play around with it more. I need to go through the 14 emails they sent and kind of train myself a little bit more on it. But I was really intrigued. Like, it's more fun for me as a visual person, I feel like it's more fun than writing in Scrivener or Word, although I still enjoy, of course, Google very much. But anyway.
How much does that cost a month?
It was $20 a month.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm going to try and get some use out of it for a little while before I decide whether or not I'm going to keep paying $20 a month.
Yeah.
Because clearly I use Google and I use Word, and those are free basically.
Yeah.
So the free is kind of course important when you're trying to save money as an author, a struggling wannabe author. But I don't know if this works out, and I'm getting some real, I really, at first this weekend, felt like I was getting some really amazing feedback back about how I was writing, and just knowing that I was doing that plot curve, I was like, yay, and so I don't know, we'll see. I'll keep you posted how that goes.
Oh, that's good.
Let's see what else is going on. So Morningstar, yes, you're thinking of getting it after I mentioned it. Yeah, I like it. Hopefully that visual overview gives you something. How long to set up your book? I literally got in, opened up a file, and started typing. So, and in terms of this book this short story that I had half written, I uploaded it and just started typing. It took very little time. I suppose you could go in and preset some stuff and plan some things out on some of those charts that I showed you, but which I probably would do the next time around when I'm planning out the next book. But yeah, it was really easy, really easy. So it looks like I've converted some people to Fictionary.
It does.
Oh, look, you're getting dinner. What are you getting?
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, look at all that crackling. I'm getting crackling. People crackling.
Okay.
You're amazing. I love you. Thank you.
Thank you, husband. Okay. We love him.
Oh yeah, he can't hear you because I've got the headphones.
That's true. I just yelled in your ear. Well, you'll have to tell him thank you later.
I will.
Wow, your husband brings you coffee, and your child brings you water, and your husband brings you a humongous plate of food, and you're going to sit there and eat in front of us now. Thanks.
I am. That is good. We didn't get our roast dinner on Sunday because he didn't get time. Mm-hmm. And then obviously yesterday was nothing. So this is my Sunday roast.
Oh my. Wow. Okay, first of all,
from now on be Saturday, not Tuesday, so you won't have to say it again.
Okay, first of all, before we get to what in the world is crackling, because that's my next question, I do want to acknowledge Greg saying, if I understand Fictionary properly, online editor for novels, yes, but they have a beta in that now that allows you to write directly in there. So you can write and do some self-editing and all of this planning and use the charts and all of that kind of stuff while you're writing. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I thought of that too. Allie, since you are an editor, it could be interesting for you. I could even envision an editor taking the manuscript somebody sent them and plotting it into Fictionary to see, are they meeting the plot curve, just to get some general insights before.
Yeah, that might be good for develop editing.
Yeah, and also as I'm writing, Pro Writing Aid actually was in there giving me all the hints to, edit my work as I went along.
Does that work in there as well?
Mm-hmm. It was awesome.
That is good.
So I was like, oh my gosh, I think I'm in love. So yeah, it was pretty cool. It's an online editor for novels, and it gives you loads of stats, or is it something you download? It is online, which does scare me, because then it's like, I don't want my work to suddenly go away if something happens in their cloud. If they're having a storm in their cloud, I don't want my work to go away. So I do every night download it because I don't want to. You can hit save as you go along, plus it automatically saves and all of that. But I've been downloading it every night, which downloads as a Word doc file, just in case. And I probably should email it to myself too, I suppose, as a third, just in case.
1 million backups.
I know, 1 million backups, especially since my Mac is having this thing.
Yeah.
Okay, finally, let's get to the question of the day. What the heck is crackling? And Andy is providing...
Crispy pork skin.
Crispy pork. Oh, is it like... what do we call that here? Not bacon. It's got a name to it. And I tried to cook it a while back when I was in my keto phase. And is it like pork rinds?
I think possibly.
That is good. That's some good fried fat right there.
That is.
Well, add some avocados and, you could really have a good keto meal. There you go. You don't do avocado?
I do avocado in a smoothie, which I've left down in the fridge.
Oh, the smoothie. Wow.
But I'm all about the roast dinner today, and avocado does not go with roast dinner. Not in my world, anyway.
Avocado. Yeah. We just had guacamole because it was Super Bowl Sunday. So, okay, Laura says drinking cranberry ginger ale and love it. Yes. I could go for some ginger ale. Anyway. Well, very good. So I didn't intend to take so long talking about Fictionary, but we better enter into our second 20-minute writing sprint. And when we get back, we'll chat about, pork rinds. That's what I thought too. But hers are different. But yes, I love pork rinds, and I use pork rind dust on like bread as a breading, and I make pork rind buns and biscuits and even turkey stuffing with pork rinds instead of real bread. Anyway, that's a whole nother topic on another day. Okay, so when we get back, we'll talk about my blurb.
Yes.
We'll talk about giving and receiving feedback. So anyway, let's get into our second 20. Everybody get to work. So here we go. See you on the next side.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, we're back. I had 264 that time. So any of you still writing with us, just let us know what you were working on and what your accomplishments were. Let us know in the chat. You ate dinner during that 20 minutes?
Oh, yeah. Well, I ate something.
You did write? You were thinking while you were eating, productive thinking.
I did do some writing. I did 208 words.
Yay. Nice. Yeah, so let us know in the chat what you're thinking. And I just had to say my rabbit hole that time was couples costumes for Halloween.
Ooh, fun. Fun rabbit hole.
Yours? Did you just write no rabbit holes?
Say again, sorry?
Did you have any rabbit holes that time?
I did not, other than dinner. Although I did spend a few minutes reading another bit of one of the books that I got when Chris Martel had them on offer a little while ago.
Yeah.
And he was talking about minimum viable product, which I'd forgotten all about. So.
Yeah, I know what that is because that's part of entrepreneurial thinking.
Yeah.
So, what did he say about it in the book world? Coming up with
So he said about write your first 3,000 words and then send it out to 2 or 3 readers who read heavily in the genre that you're aiming for. And if they want to keep reading it, then go ahead and keep writing it. And if they say, well, they wouldn't keep reading it, then fix it.
Love that. And that ties right into our concept of giving feedback. I love that. Yeah, the MVP is so critical when you're coming up with a new product, a digital product or a physical product or anything, any kind of a service, to get that feedback on your ideas along the way, but to get to a point where you've got the best product you can make to get it out onto the market in the most feasible, desirable way. So that feedback was really critical. That's awesome. So are you saying you're ready for me to read 3,000 words of Peregrine?
Oh, I will totally. I will send you 3,000 words of any of them.
I would love
pick a mix. I'll send you 1,000 words of each.
Yes, I would love it. I'd love it. Yeah, I'll be happy to look at it. I love that concept very much. I think okay, so here's the conundrum. So, and I know you and we can give feedback and we're cool about it. But like when you're giving something to somebody else, is it a just blanket, let me know what you think? Or is it a, let me know specifically what you think about the characters in the story? Or is it a, tear it down, beat me up, tell me everything wrong with it? I mean, how do you propose to somebody to give you feedback?
Well, I was thinking for a beta read for like the whole thing, then it'd be, did you enjoy it? Were there any glaring plot holes that you noticed? Did you like the characters? Did kind of broad. I'd go for like the broad strokes. Yeah.
And you and I have talked about and made a list ourselves about what we like to give in feedback back to people. We have a beta reading thing, and maybe I'll link it below in our replay of the video today. And so, there is a list of questions that when I'm beta reading for somebody, just like you're saying, we'd like to give, feedback back on. I always like to also just gauge their level of feedback that they want back. Like, what are you expecting back from me? Because I can go all the way here and give you a lot of feedback, or I can just, give you some minor stuff, and because I think that's the hard thing, is knowing how that person's going to take stuff, right?
Knowing if they want to know all the things you found or didn't find or whatever, or
and it also depends on what you're reading too. Like if it's an experienced author, there's not, might find some helpful missing grammar or something, something to be helpful, but, might not need as much other stuff. But if it's a budding author like we are, if there's something that I've learned through having my other things edited or learned through along the way that could be helpful, or things that I know I work on myself in my writing that I recognize in reading their writing, then I feel like, could this be helpful to them? But it's also, I am not an expert, but I do know where my weaknesses are. And sometimes it's been fun to read other people's writing, because then it's almost like, oh, look, there's that weakness that I have too. I can recognize it now. I think that's a good thing that I can recognize it, because
it's a good thing.
Hopefully improving for myself. Laura says, for my short story beta reading feedback, I'd like to know if they were bored at any part. That's pacing, if the pacing wasn't good or not. Was there enough description, the show? And did the ending feel fulfilling? Yes, perfect. Morningstar says, I feel sorry for my editor, but I learn. I think you mean so much from her. Yes, I want my editors to beat me up, because that's what I pay them for. If I can't take what they're giving me, then, why am I hiring somebody? Yes, you have to. I hope as an editor you do that for sure. Go ahead.
I don't do the developmental editing, so I do the copy editing. So it's mostly just correcting the mistakes.
Yeah, but still.
In the nicest of ways.
Yeah.
And trying to explain why that has to be that way around, not that way around.
Yes, I like that you put that educational component in there, then, because then you're helping them improve that aspect of their writing for sure. Like that. So funny story. I had when I first started writing, 5 years now ago, I guess. And I was just, I had made a friend on Twitter in the author world, and she was writing too, just starting out. She was doing romantic comedy, and I was doing my thing, and we just hit it off and became friends and started chatting, and we would send each other little messages every day. Hey, but she was in Australia, so it was we both had golden retrievers. It was kind of funny, and so we had fun chatting, and then we were like, okay, let's trade our stuff and give feedback. And so, being brand new like I was, I had some issues with what she wrote about, which was basically abandoning a baby and just some stuff that was supposed to be slapstick humor. But I was like, I don't know, just some interesting stuff. But I was like, I love this, I love that. Here's what I was thinking about this and that kind of thing. And she unfriended me.
Oh, no.
I know.
Why?
So that's my story that I always think of whenever somebody says, do you want a beta read, or can I get feedback? That story hits me every time. I'm like, okay, I'm going to give you feedback, but I need to preface this by saying, tell me what kind of feedback you want, because I want to make sure that, I'm being helpful, giving you some things that you could work on that I find that I have to work on, but just don't unfriend me.
That's a bit extreme.
I know, like, seriously. I mean, and so I think that's a good point, that, we're all married so much to our work, aren't we?
Yeah.
And it is our baby. And if you feel like your baby is being put down, then, you kind of, I can see some people getting upset and that kind of thing. But if you approach it from the standpoint of, every bit of feedback helps improve what you're doing and how you're writing and makes you a better writer, then that's the attitude you need to have about feedback, good or bad, and if it hurts or whatever. And I would love, like, if I gave somebody feedback and they were questioning why or what, come back to me and let me just explain further, or let's have a chat about it. But, it's kind of one of those things. I think if you're asking for feedback, you need to be prepared for all kinds of feedback and welcome it,
Yeah.
So, so now, like, I was reading this one guy's work in our group, Walter's, and I did one chapter very lightly, just some grammar stuff, and just got a feel for his writing. I loved his story. And then the second chapter, I kind of went in more detail and did, found some ways he could add description and do some different stuff. And I wrote him back and said, before I get to reading the remaining 85 chapters, Can you look this over and let me know? Is this the kind of feedback you want or not? Because I don't want to continue on if that's not what you were looking for. You know, I just would rather be helpful than to be, you know, irritating or something like that.
Yeah, so. Definitely.
Because I am not an editor. I'm just a helpful fellow author. That's all. And then I referred him to you.
To
help him with the rest because, because you officially do that kind of stuff. Not the developmental, I should say, but the other stuff.
Yeah.
And we will, of course, link Allie's page in the information down below. Okay.
Thank you.
So that's my story. That's my story to authors everywhere. Just be open to feedback. Don't unfriend people. If you want to have a chat with the people giving you feedback, have a friendly chat. We're all authors, you know, we all are in the same place. Okay, so shall we enter our final 20-minute writing session? Let's do it. If anyone's still here, tell us what else you're working on. Or tell us what you're working on and tell us your count when we're done on the other side of 20. If you have any funny stories about feedback, share them. We love to hear. We're right there with you. Yep. And we'll be back in 20. Let's get some words in. Bye. Okay, we are back. I got 5:30 that time, so it seems like the third writing session always goes better for me. Let's see. How'd you do, Allie? I got 5:30. I don't know if you heard.
I did hear. I got 2:30.
Nice.
2:55, sorry.
Nice.
Yeah.
So Linda says she changed name for her main character because it was too hard to read. Yeah. Yeah, you have to have, there is somebody's work I read recently and there was a name in there and it was like two consonants of the same consonant side by side. And it's like, how do you pronounce that? You know, I want to read and be able to pronounce their name.
Oh, I've got one like that.
Do you? What is it?
Yeah, Ballark. Ballark.
Yeah, but the A, I mean, you kind of know two A's together, you know, how's that? Yeah, but you don't know with two like F's together, is that?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just two, I don't know. But I agree. You do have to have, you know what I tend to do, what I found with my names over 3 books now, is I keep veering towards M names.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what the attraction is though, but every character practically first or last name starts with an M, and I need to start getting better about differentiating a little bit. Morningstar, you have fun with your son. That's cool. Halfway done. Celinda's got to finish up today. Me too. I got to get over this hump here and get this thing done.
You've done really good with your words today.
Yes, a little breakthrough day, which is fine, which I'm so glad you all were here so we could get through that. Sounds like everyone's had a really good writing session. Ooh, Greg, 93 words. Nice. So you've had a good total for the 3 writing sessions. It's great. And thank you for joining us. Please join us again. So I wanted to, real quick before we go, I want to show you my blurb. You up for this?
Yeah.
You still up for it? Okay. So I got a Fiverr blurb. Let me pull it up. Maybe. I guess it's this one. Sure. I hired somebody in Fiverr to write a blurb, and so here it is. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So sometimes a second chance at love comes disguised as a second chance for humiliation, which I find humiliation to be a really strong word. So I'm definitely going to write him back and say, I don't think she was being humiliated. There was a threat of like stuff, but not that. Because I feel like humiliation kind of brings it into an erotica category, kind of a fetish. So yeah, that'll be one thing I want to change. Cassidy Masters always knew there was some risk of being discovered working for her ex-boyfriend's family corporation. When Bronson Maxwell himself shows up as head of operations, despite his notable distaste for the family business, Cassidy realizes she waited too long. And now it's getting messy. Despite Cassidy's efforts to avoid him, Bronson's less than subtle advances begin working their magic, rekindling the old flames. But memories of the terrible accident which led to their separation, along with incessant meddling from coworkers and family, both past and present, are no small obstacles standing in their way. They cause Cassidy to question Bronson's true motives. On the other hand, Cassidy learns that a melting heart, which never quite cured, is also not easily ignored. What is the cost of reconciliation, the price of allowing oneself to pursue a happy future? How can troublesome busybodies best be taught an appropriate lesson? We think you'll like Cassidy's resourceful solution in this clean and often humorous romance that will have you wondering how much chance is really involved in true second chances.
There's some good stuff in there.
Yeah, there is. So I really like it, but there's things that need like tweaked, like the humiliation word is too strong or shouldn't be there. I actually really love this on the other hand sentence as perhaps the starting sentence, like Cassidy learns, but instead it'd be as the starting sentence or the hook. Sometimes learning that a melting heart which never quite cured is also not easily ignored, or something along that lines. I like that as a hook better than this first sentence. Yeah. I also thought this, how can troublesome busybodies, was kind of out of place. Like this, it should be maybe somewhere up above if it's going to be there, but this is really kind of the final question, I think.
Yeah, and then, maybe swap them around. I really like that ending bit.
This one here? The we think so?
Have you wondering how much chance is really involved in true second chances?
I do too. I love that. But the only thing I didn't love was clean. Because it's a little steamy. So
just change it for steamy,
Yeah. It might either be steamy or just take it out in this often humorous romance. I don't know, something like that. So
I think it's good to have something in the blurb about the heat.
Yes.
About the heat level.
The heat level. I agree. Yeah, absolutely.
Because readers like to know.
Yeah. And I did tell him in my summary to him, I did tell him, which I thought he did a really good job, having never read the book, but just taking from my summary and actually piecing this together. I did tell him that it was, there are steamy bits and that they have a lot of fun, but that the bedroom door closes. That doesn't mean it's clean.
That's not clear, no.
But he's probably not.
He just doesn't know the heat levels.
Of romance. Yes, exactly. So anyway, so I was pretty pleased. I think, a few tweaks I'm going back to him with, and we'll see. But I'm going to compare it to like I said, I made the mistake of hiring 2 people, the romance person, see what she comes back with. So be interesting.
You might find it wasn't a mistake at all.
I know, or maybe a conglomeration of the 2. Who knows?
Yeah.
So anyway, it was fascinating. Yeah. Greg, some languages are infamous for cramming their words full of consonants like Welsh. Oh.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Love the Welsh for that.
If you're going to have a Welsh-like name, very true. Are you writing that way, Greg? Or are you writing in, is that the country, the setting of what you're writing? That would be interesting to find out more. We don't know much about Greg. You'll have to share with us.
Tell us everything.
We must know. We must know who's following us. Anyway, well, this has been a great session. So we're going to write again Saturday. We usually write at 10. But you and I had chatted. We have something else going on with Dale's self-publishing group at 10. So I figured 11-ish, maybe 11:15, actually, we should write. So anyone who's here with us now, you want to write with us again on Saturday at 11:15, we'll say Eastern time. We will be here again, and we will do 3 20-minute writing sessions.
Could you remind me about that in the group? Because I'm going to forget and be here at 10.
Of course. But you can keep writing until I get there. Yes, so we will do that for sure. Oh, this has been fun today. Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
Sounds like everyone got a lot of work done. And Greg, just send us a comment in the videos below, and we'll learn more about you, and you can join us next time. That would be great. But anyway, I think we're ready to sign off.
Yep.
Time for you to go get dessert now that you've eaten dinner.
Ooh, dessert. What a plan.
Do you guys eat dessert every night?
No.
No? My husband is a dessert aficionado every night. Every night. Yes.
I am coming to dinner at your house.
Bring some of your pork things with you.
Oh.
You bring those and I'll feed you stuff. All right. So you guys have a good rest of the week, and we will see you on Saturday.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.